Vince Neil, the wild frontman of Motley Crue, lived a life filled with fast cars, louder guitars, and endless parties. But behind the rock star image hides a darker truth. His health battles are far worse than fans ever imagined. From tragic losses, substance abuse, weight struggles, and voice problems, Vince's story is one of survival, denial, and pain. This is not just about a rock star growing old. It's about a man fighting battles few people truly understand. Let's uncover the hidden health struggles of Vince Neil, chapter by chapter. In the 1980s, Vince Neil's high-pitched, raspy voice defined Motley Crue's sound. Songs like Shout at the Devil and Kickstart My Heart became anthems. But as the years passed, his voice started to fail him. Fans noticed his breathlessness on stage, missed lyrics, and struggles to hit high notes. Critics mocked him, but very few realized this wasn't just age. It was the result of years of strain, alcohol abuse, and lack of vocal care. His once powerful weapon became a weakness, and while the crowd laughed, Vince was hiding something even deeper: his declining health. In Motley Crue's heyday, Vince partied harder than most could survive. Endless nights of drinking, drugs, and wild living took a toll. By his 40s, his liver, heart, and lungs were already paying the price. Friends warned him to slow down, but Vince was trapped in the image of the eternal rock star. He didn't want to be seen as weak. But his body was breaking down, and the signs were everywhere: slurred speech, stumbling performances, and exhaustion. The lifestyle that made him a legend was now destroying him. And worse, he couldn't stop. For years, Vince struggled with his weight. Photos of him overweight on stage became cruel memes across the internet. Fans mocked him without knowing the truth. His body was fighting against him. Alcohol, depression, and aging. Metabolism pushed him into a cycle of gain and loss. He tried crash diets, even surgeries, but nothing lasted. Doctors warned him his heart couldn't take the pressure forever. Yet Vince smiled for the cameras, pretending it didn't matter. Behind closed doors, though, his weight battles weren't about vanity. They were about survival, and he knew it. Doctors revealed that Vince was at risk of a major heart problem. Years of heavy drinking, smoking, and weight issues increased his chances of heart disease. He admitted to having scares, where chest pains forced him off stage. But Vince rarely let fans know. He would laugh it off, as if nothing happened. The truth is, his heart has been under dangerous pressure for years. Every performance, every tour, every flight takes a toll. And while the world focuses on his voice, the real danger lies in his chest, ticking like a time bomb. Vince's relationship with alcohol has been deadly. It caused him accidents, destroyed relationships, and worsened his health. He even faced DUI arrests in his later years, proof that the bottle still had control. Alcohol wasn't just a bad habit, it was his way of hiding the pain of loss and aging. But it damaged his liver, weakened his immune system, and left him vulnerable. Every drink brought him closer to the edge, and while he often promised to quit, the cycle always pulled him back in. The shadow of alcohol followed him everywhere. In 1995, Vince's daughter, Skylar, died of cancer at just 4 years old. The pain nearly destroyed him. He turned to alcohol and drugs to numb the grief. Friends say he was never the same. The loss of Skylar was more than emotional. It deeply affected his health. Stress, depression, and self-destruction pushed his body into decline. Doctors say grief can cause long-term damage to the heart and immune system. For Vince, it did. And while he smiled for fans, inside he carried an invisible wound that never healed. Vince's body has taken hit after hit. Falls on stage, broken ribs, injuries that forced him to cancel shows. His body simply couldn't keep up anymore. In 2021, he famously fell off a stage in Tennessee, breaking his ribs mid-performance. Fans gasped as he was rushed away. For many, it was a wake-up call. Vince Neil was not indestructible. Behind the glam and tattoos, his bones were fragile, his body weak. Years of abuse had caught up to him, and every fall reminded him of the truth. He was running out of time. Behind the stage lights, Vince has struggled with depression for decades. Losing friends like Nikki Sixx to overdoses and then revivals, watching bandmates nearly die, and facing constant criticism crushed him. Depression worsened his drinking and weight gain, creating a cycle he couldn't escape. Mental health rarely gets talked about in rock, but Vince's silence was killing him. Friends noticed his mood swings, his isolation, his anger. For Vince, the stage was the only place he felt alive. Off stage, he was drowning in sadness that nobody could see. Motley Crue's reunion tour brought Vince back into the spotlight, but fans were quick to criticize his voice, his weight, and his energy. They demanded the Vince Neil of 1985, but that man no longer existed. His body simply couldn't deliver, yet out of loyalty and money, Vince pushed himself beyond his limits. Each show drained him. Each performance came with risks. The truth? Vince was forcing himself to be someone his body could no longer handle. And while fans complained, they didn't realize the price he was paying just to be there. Vince Neil's health struggles are far worse than most fans ever knew. His voice may never fully return, his heart is still at risk, and his battles with alcohol and weight continue. Yet, he keeps going. Not because he has to, but because music is all he knows. The road ahead is uncertain. Will Vince finally take care of himself, or will he push until his body gives out? One thing is certain. Behind the tattoos and rock star smile is a man fighting a battle every single day. A battle far greater than the stage.